Okay, so I'm going to show a demo on how I do a render and shape background. Um, yeah. Um, so I'm just gonna take this request. So the first thing I do is I open it up in Photoshop. I already checked the quality of the render. Usually I check the quality of render, and this render is pretty decent. Um, so just gonna copy it onto this background that I found on the internet, and I honestly did not put that much thought into the background, but I mean, I guess it's okay. Like, yeah. Um, so first I'm going to figure out how big I want the character to be. And this isn't really defined by any metrics. It's just kind of like what I'm feeling and sort of like what I think looks good. And this looks okay. Now I want to create a shape using one of these shape tools on Photoshop. I've been using the rounded rectangle tool, and it's pretty good. So I'll just do a shape like that. Sure, it looks fine. No, you just gotta decide whether or not you want, like, how you want your shape to look like. Um, so I definitely don't want the shape to be like, I want the shape to cut off this area and this area because the picture's not like complete, so I don't want like these areas sticking out of the shape. So definitely want it thin enough to cut off some stuff. But I also want it big enough so it kind of like looks good. I don't know. A lot of times you just gotta do what looks good to you. Yeah. So I'm just gonna maybe just do something like that. Alright, this yeah, maybe I'll just make it okay. I generally don't do this, but I'll enclose the entire render inside of the shape. I like to make the shape a little bit smaller so you can actually see kind of like a 3D effect where like the render actually goes outside the shape, so kind of like there's some perspective shit going on or something. But this render does like I can't make this stick out unless I redraw the arm, or else it looks pretty bad. So I'll make the shape. So for this um, for this request, I'm just gonna do the style where you don't really see the shape. It's just like kind of a shadow behind the shape. So I'll show an example of one of the ones that I did like that. Here, oh shit. Okay. Uh, yeah, something like this, where the shape is not actually outlined because it's easier. So, alright, what you want to do here is I first like to make a copy of this rectangle in case I fuck up somewhere. Also, you know what? Let me make this like rounder. Let's say 50. I like 45. Alright, make a copy of this, duplicate, and alright, so now I'm gonna rasterize the layer, which means that before it was a shape object that you can like manipulate using these properties, but now once I've rasterized it, it's become an actual image, so it's just pixels now. And what this allows me to do is that I can just magic wand this shit. Oh fuck. Okay. Magic wand this shit so I can select the inside. So now I want to create 2 copies of my background. One to get blurred and one to maintain the shape of the shape. I want to select the inverse. So now it's everything but the shape is selected. So if I select the layer of the background, I can delete the background. So if I just make all these like it. So now this layer just has the background in the shape of the shape, and this background I want to apply a filter. So I want to apply a blur, and I just do this by doing a 12 pixel Gaussian blur. Yeah. So now you can kind of see it coming together, you know. Actually looks not bad. All you gotta do now is drop a drop shadow on that shit. And yeah, looks pretty good. Right. So it's actually pretty easy to do this shit. You could definitely make it harder and do more intricate stuff, especially if you want to do the outline. Outlines with rounded rectangles are actually a pain in the ass because so if you just stop watching this video if this is all you wanted, but I'll just give an example here. So if you want to actually make an outline, it's like you create 2 rectangles like this, and then you basically just want to like make one of the rectangles smaller, and then so I'm gonna make this color black. That is not black. Black. Okay. And this one is going to be white. And this background, I'll make it skin colored. So yeah. So like what the conventional idea is to do is like, okay, so as long as I lock the proportions of the rectangle and I just make it smaller, like, oh fuck, okay, that's not right. I just make it smaller, like 550 pixels, and like, see, this locks the proportions, so it should be the same proportions, and it'll have a nice outline. But in fact it does not have a nice outline because for some reason or whatever, this line is much thicker than this line, so you actually got to eyeball it, do something like, or you actually can't do that. You have to like, alright, this doesn't work, so you can't actually lock the proportions. Let's make the width a little bit higher. Let's say 555, and then, oh wait, no, that's not what I want. I want it to be lower, like this, and that's too much. Okay, 545. I don't fucking know. Okay, let's see if I center this. Fuck. See, look at this shit. This shit is awful. Like, you could also use the fucking ruler tool and, like, measure this shit. And then, like, figure that shit out. But, anyways. Yeah. And then, like, if you want to create an outline, you just rasterize layers. Rasterize layers. And just copy inside rectangle, delete that shit. And also the outside rectangle, delete that shit, and you have a nice outline. Woohoo! You make it any color you want, like blue. So, yeah, that's the end of the video. Let me just close this shit.